Well, girls, gotten off to a good start so far this season. I guess kind of the way you imagined. ShayLynn, I'll start with you. Just kind of the way you imagined your senior year getting off to?
Yeah, this is a great team that we got, bringing in a bunch of freshmen. They came in with such fire and power, like ready to go. And as seniors, it's a great way to end, even as we're starting.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about what's worked so well in terms of just early on this season.
I think it's just like our girls kind of have like we have like a really good friendship kind of bond thing. And it works because we get along together. So like on the court, when we're working together, it just works, yes.
So where do you kind of feel like you girls are at right now? Just, kind of here in mid-January. Where do you feel the season's at right now in terms of how you've played versus what you want to get to by the time we're towards the end of February?
I don't think we've reached our peak yet. I still think we have so much more to accomplish, and I think it's going to be so much fun to play when we get there.
Yeah. So, Rachel, what are those next steps for you girls?
I think our next steps are probably just focusing on the next game, just working on the next game, the next play, and just being able to work more on seeing like the strategic side of things.
Okay.
And just being able to like see those just little ticks every now and again in the game, and then I think after that we'll just be able to just work together easier.
Talk a little bit about as you get closer, kind of more into conference schedule here in the next month, ShayLynn. What are you kind of expecting from some of your opponents?
I'm expecting them just as much as we are to reach their peak and to go all at it like we are trying to get to. So I'm expecting much tougher games, which we're going to bring the same intensity, so it's going to be just as fun.
How would you describe 1A girls basketball this year? I mean, is it kind of where you thought it would be, or?
Well, it's different, especially because I feel like for us, our fans are like a big part of like just being there and hyping us up and just supporting us.
Right.
And not being able to have a lot of them there. And like even with the masks, we can't really hear them when we're cheering. And so it's just kind of it's just different. And it's a different atmosphere, but at the same time, we're still trying to push ourselves through it and keep each other up.
All right. ShayLynn, what has Coach Ty got you working on right now, specifically in terms of some of the finer points of the game?
We're always working and tweaking our plays. We're always building off of them. Like, hey, this didn't work last time. Let's tweak it just a little bit.
Okay.
Building up our endurance, our strength, and our teamwork to make sure we're all cognizant in how we go together.
All right, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's talk a little bit about what is it like to play for Coach Ty.
Oh, Coach Ty, let's see here. He is a really good coach. I enjoy this so much. I've had him for the last 2 years, my sophomore and junior and now this year, and I've had so much fun. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain because it's really enjoyable.
All right, what about for you, ShayLynn?
He makes practice fun, even conditioning. It's always fun because he brings it in such a positive way that there's never like a day where you're like, oh, practice. I always feel like, yes, I gotta go to practice now because my coach is really willing to teach me separately.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make you think just a little bit. What's a saying that Coach Ty uses that kind of gets old? Like you hear it so often that it's beaten into your head. Is there anything that pops in your mind?
Be cognizant. Be cognizant.
Be cognizant?
He said that the first time, one of the first times he was coaching? He just said, be cognizant on one of our games. That's just stuff.
It's there.
It's always there, always there. All right, what's the most fun thing that you enjoy about road trips around the state?
Most fun thing.
I was gonna say the jam out sessions on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Like that half hour before we get there. Like everyone's starting to wake up, get pumped up, the speaker starts going, and you're like, yes, we're here. We're feeling it. It's going great.
Speaking of feeling it, who's the best singer on the team?
Best singer? Oh.
I'd say Michaela.
I'd say, yeah, Michaela.
She's the only one who really sings.
Yeah, she's the only one who actually has talent, I guess.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Who thinks they're the best, but they're not really?
Naomi. Naomi thinks she's the best.
I was going to say Coach Vallier. I hear him singing in the front. I hear him going at it.
What's your favorite kind of hype song? What gets you going?
Oh gosh.
Do you have a go-to song at all?
Not really.
Not really. That's okay.
I think some of the younger girls do, and they like play it over and over and over and again just keep playing it. But I don't know. Like for me personally, I have actually, I think quite a few.
That's okay. If you got more than one, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. What about favorite meal on the road?
For a meal?
Yeah, food.
Ooh.
Favorite place to eat?
Favorite place to eat? Like any time of the year?
Just when you're on road trips.
Good old Subway. Oh, Subway.
That's your favorite, or is that like I'm sick of Subway?
I'm sick of Subway. I mean, it's like good, but I'm so sick.
One of my
I think
favorites.
favorite, one of the favorite. We went to was it Qdoba? One time, I think.
When'd you do that?
I don't know.
Without-
Sometime.
Apparently when ShayLynn wasn't around, I guess.
She wasn't here.
All right. Well, thanks so much for the time. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
Well, Coach, off to a good start this season. Talk a little bit about what has worked so well for you so far, you think?
I think just this group of girls, they just buy into what we're trying to do, and they come to practice every day and work their butts off and just keep trying to get better, and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
Talk a little bit about what you are kind of focusing on here as the season rolls along.
We're focusing on, we drill fundamentals every day, because if we do the little things right, the big things will come. That's one thing I always tell them. And we just drill those every day, and we just keep trying to find things that work better. We're not afraid to scrap something and go in a different direction if something's not working.
Is there anything that, kind of concerns you right now that you feel like you absolutely have to fix before you kind of get into the meat of your schedule here?
I think that, as always, just getting in better condition and just getting to where we can just go up and down the floor, and especially with only having the 7,
Yep.
just you're always fighting that battle. You don't get to get in breaks that often, so you're just always trying to get in better shape.
Talk about your senior class between ShayLynn, Rachel, and Stephanie. They've kind of been through this program here for a little bit. What do they kind of mean to you as the head coach? Girls that kind of know what the expectations are.
So they step up as leaders in practice, and they're always just pushing that intensity. And then in games, they're ones who you can kind of pull to the side and say, hey, we need to do this, remember? And they can kind of relay that message to the rest of the girls. And it just kind of helps it keep the game flowing. And Rachel, she's been playing out here for 4 years now, and she's really kind of stepped up as a leader this year. All of them have. Shay, she's come in and she provides great leadership, great intensity, great defense. And Stephanie, she can kind of give us that spark when we're going through a little downtime. She can make a big drive or a big shot and give us that spark. And just really, all of them just really come in and work their tails off.
Talk about what do you think of 1A girls basketball right now? I mean, you're off to a good start this season, but where do you think you're at in kind of this mix of some tough teams?
1A girls basketball has some really tough teams out there. I mean, I think we can play with anyone, but we have to make sure we put in that work, because I know they're all doing the same thing, and it's pretty tough this year.
Yeah. Obviously, COVID's had an impact with everybody, varying degrees. Is it a little more difficult that you maybe don't see quite some of the other teams that are maybe some of the outliers, like maybe you normally get a chance to at least see once?
I mean, it's made a difference. We've actually gotten to play, some teams that we don't usually get to, just because we had to schedule those extra games, not having those tournaments. So everybody was kind of looking for games, and we've been able to see some different competition, and that's been really good for us. And